Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be racing in the SRK finale at Buckmore Park, as you can see. We're currently third in the Southeast Trophy standings and just sixth in the overall SRK2 standings, so we're going to try to get a good result. It's just a little bit loud, as you see the carts are out on the track. It's very slippery, very greasy. It's going to be interesting. Let's just hope for a clean race. I think that's the best result here.
So here we are, this is practice for the final round of the 2022 SRK season at a very damp Buckmore Park, as you can see. This is just a practice lap, 5-minute practice. Definitely going to need it, definitely a wet line round here, as you can see. Straight off, that red kind of runoff bit, yeah, don't go on that because it'll just drag you off the track and completely ruin your race. You see Sam in front of us just getting sideways, drifting. I mean, I think every single corner of this track was almost drifting. But yeah, these kind of conditions are not something I'm usually used to, so there was a lot of learning to do. I actually drove here before in conditions extremely similar, scarily similar to this, and I won't go into that, but let's just say I got a black flag for potentially a dive bomb that didn't really stick, so yeah, that wasn't great memories. So I was kind of thinking about that. The good thing was I was kind of familiar already with the lines, and I just wanted to check what everyone else was doing. So normally, I think last time I had a wet race, I finished so far down, so my expectations weren't really that high. But yeah, definitely trying to learn a lot more. And yeah, that's a wet lap of this. It's not even wet, it's more greasy and slippery, and obviously with the trees and the moisture as well, it's just like the worst combination you could possibly want. It'd be lovely to drive this track in the dry, which I haven't done yet, but I'm sure it'd be so fun. So anyway, heat number 1, we're starting 5th out of 16 carts, so that's our highest place we're going to be starting the round. Yeah, starting in the first race, not ideal, but hey-oh, there's a Charlie in front of us, just giving us a nice little wave. Shout out Charlie. And getting ready for lights out. So we're definitely not on the right part of the track. We would rather be on the left side, because obviously that's where the racing line is, the wet line. So we go, green lights, and away we go for this first heat. Trying to get over to the left hand side like everyone else to try to get on that drier part of the track. And it's just, everyone's just fighting for grip. You know, we're all going into each other, sliding into each other, but there's just nothing we can do to avoid it. Just braking sideways into the hairpin, into the first hairpin, into the second hairpin. Again, this is a really wide line you have to take for this one, and maybe I should have done that, but you can see really struggling for grip on the exit. Got 4 wheels off the track, not what you want. Obviously you get a penalty if you do that too much. It's kind of pretty much dry through here, so flat out through here, as I'm not too sure what position we're in. We've definitely lost 1 or 2. I'm trying to count, I think we're in 7th. So there goes Luke Evans on a move past Charlie. He's going to go sideways, slides past him. We're going to try to go for a move on Charlie. I think we're going to go into Charlie because there's no grip, and someone else goes into us because there's no grip. I'm going to have no grip, and then I'm going to slide into said driver on the right. Charlie slides into me. I'm off the track, and it's just absolute carnage. So yeah, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I knew it was going to be too wet there, but hey, if everyone's sliding into me, I'm going to slide into them back. It's only fair. So yeah, there you go, lap 1. I think we must be in about 5th position at the moment. So actually, it's been a really good start. Oh, 5th or 6th. We're 5th or 6th. We're one of the two. And we're just looking for grip now, and just trying to get familiar with the lines on this track. So I've definitely cut back a little bit too early there. Really struggled for traction there. That's why I went over the track limits. So we cut ahead a bit later on, and we're doing all right. We're halfway through the race now. It's only about 8-minute heat. We're about halfway through, and we're still doing all right. There you go, Morgan Durrant, who's had a spin there. So obviously that's forced us onto the wet part of the track because we don't want to slide into him. So it's not going to do any of us any good. And that's another place gain for us. So I'm going to say we are up to 5th. I think we're up to 5th at this point. So really good stuff in the first heat of the day, and in conditions like this as well, where I'm not really used to driving in. I think the last time I drove on a wet track was not even this year. I think it was last year. So yeah, and again, I was quite happy with how quickly I was learning these lines. But you can see the sun bearing down on us, and the track was definitely trying to dry out all day, as we didn't have any rain at this current time. Wink, wink. And yeah, just absolutely blinding the camera, blinding all of us. You see on the board there, we've got about 2 minutes left, so not long to go left in this race. And this is where I completely messed it up. It's not where I messed it up, it's the next lap where I messed it up. And I've just ruined the surprise. So there you go, you can click off now and unsubscribe. But yeah, doing alright, couple of minutes left. You know, we survived 6 minutes. We haven't really been any drama apart from the start, but I do recall there were some drivers now getting behind us, 2 or 3. Clearly quicker than us, but not how obviously we had the track position, so just trying to keep them behind, try not to think about it too much and just focus on what's going on in front, and obviously hope that no one's going to go for a dive bomb, because if they do, it's not going to end well in these conditions. So yeah, going a little bit too deep there. This corner was really tricky. Just trying to get way over the curb, losing a lot of speed. And it was pretty much sideways through here, which was really fun, because I guess it's going to be flat out when it's in the dry. See, 1 minute left there on the board, and this is where we mess it up, as I just go way too deep, brake too late, onto the red bit, and it's completely taken me off track. And there you go, there's the 2 drivers. I think that's Durant and Perez who've passed us. And two positions down, so we're down to 7th now, I think, which was extremely frustrating, because again we've held them off for about 7 laps, or for about 7 minutes, and then I've just kind of made one mistake and lost it all. So, you know, would they have passed me? Probably, because they are quite quick anyway. But yeah, really annoying. I'm so annoyed at that, even just watching this back now. It's like, oh man, why did I do that? And well, you can see they're already pulling away, so I think it's going to be really difficult to catch up with them unless they have some kind of incident. But then up the inside, there goes our good friend Rupert. So he's passed us as well. He was flying at this round, really doing well in these conditions. And again, I mean, we close in a little bit at this part of the track. There's another couple of laps left, I believe. I think that was us. We got the warning for there for track limits. Never mind. And you can see Rupert just finding a little bit more time in the track than we can at the moment. A little bit of fighting going on up ahead, but we're too far behind. And then down the inside, there goes Peters. So he's passed us. I only knew that because of the back of the suit. So that's another place down for us, and I believe we must be in 10th now. Or yeah, I'm thinking about 10th. So it's super frustrating. And you can see the time we're losing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really irritating. So irritating. Oh, wait, no. Now we're 10th. There goes Evans. So we've been passed by the teammates. They both got us now, so there you go. Yeah, disastrous last couple of minutes. I don't know what happened. I have no idea how I managed to bollocks that so much. They crossed the line. 10th. Oh, man, that's painful to watch. Painful to watch, but better than 11th, I guess.
So we've done heat number 1, we started 5th, we finished 10th. Frustrating. It's really tricky, as you'll see from the camera footage, how much I probably went off track limits was probably a bit bad. It was so difficult. I really struggled. I was in 5th at one point, so I was like doing really well halfway through the race, and then I went wide on turn 1, which you'll see. I got into the red bit, and that's it. I lost loads of places. So, and I just kind of continued dropping back from there. So frustrating. But we move on. We're out in the next one, so no time to think about it.
Here we go, heat number 2. So we only had about a 1 heat gap before we went back out, so no time to really fixate on what happened. We need to go back out again and try to maximise our results. So starting P9 out of 16, and here are the lights, and away we go. And this time we're on the good side of the track, so yeah, nice, that's what we want. And really, track conditions haven't even improved yet. And, you'll notice this with the camera, there's a lot of shoving going on, a lot of bumping and hitting. And we've got a very nice, foot camera, which is exactly what pedal camera. That's what I call it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, definitely meant to do this. You know, not like I was getting shoved so much that my camera was decided. You know what? I'm gonna I'm going to sit the other way. So there you go, lap 2, trying to reposition it halfway through turn 1. Very good idea. Someone up ahead, and I have no idea what happened, but I can tell you there was so much bumping on that first lap. We were getting absolutely shoved out of the way where everyone passed off the track, and every single corner you could think of. It was probably one of the worst laps I've had in rental karting. I just felt like I was just being completely pushed out the way. It was almost like, hey, you know, that guy's got an armband, let's push him out, you don't need to be here. So yeah, that was very fun. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. Anyway, we move on, and as you can see, the lines are really changing already on this track. So it's getting drier. Even though we only went out a race ago, or one race before this, and maybe that's why I was losing so much time, because the lines are changing. So the conditions started off, but it's drying quite quickly. And we just need to, you know, just catch up to everyone else now, because I've got away a little bit. But there were still some corners where I was a little bit stronger. So that guy there, he's gone on the red bit, and there you go, he's off now. So that's another place for us. It's just completely dragged him off there. There's quite a big battle up ahead, and you can see again that hairpin there. You can take a much tighter line in than you would have before. And there's a lot of people struggling, and actually I think we started to catch quite a bit. So it's weird for me to say, but I think in these conditions we were potentially quicker than some of the other drivers, and I could definitely see that. I could definitely feel that as well. I just started to get a little bit more confident. I mean, I didn't feel like I was in control at all at any point on the track, but when you see that you're gaining on some of the other drivers, you're like, oh, maybe I do have control after all. But yeah, maybe not here though. Maybe not here, because some of these lines were changing, but some parts were still really wet and some parts were kind of drying out. So really caught up now on the back of Mr. Intel, we're going to call him, and Thomas Seabrook as well. So he's gone wide a little bit there, just looking over his shoulder. You know, it's there defending, but he's going to put himself on the well, actually that line's right. He's gone into the back though of Seabrook, so we're now beside him, going into the next hairpin. Down the inside we go, trying not to make too much contact. We're going to make some because there's no grip there, but we do manage to get past despite being on that wrong line on the exit. So there we go, that's a place gain for us. We got Thomas Seabrook now, very fast SRK2 driver in front of us, so he won't be easy to pass, but I do think we have the pace to catch up with him and potentially even pass him. So obviously we're going to try to do that, and we're actually closing in. I think that's in 6th place up ahead now, so it's battle for 6 here with Seb Miller, and I'm sorry, I'm bad with names sometimes, but yeah, right on the back of Mr. Seabrook now, almost in the back of his cart. So obviously not going to go for a move into turn 1 because I found out that was a bad idea a few years ago. Hint hint at the black flag I mentioned earlier, and just putting him under all sorts of pressure. And just going a little bit wide there, and there you go, there's that grip on that inside that we've just managed to get. I think he's still beside us, and we're going to go around the outside. He's tried to go down the inside. He made contact with us there on the exit, but he put his hand up, and I think he allowed us through. Just kind of said sorry about that. So I mean, obviously, what can you do? There's no grip there. You're a passenger at that point. So yeah, fair play to Tom Seabrook. I really appreciate that, and it's nice to have some good racing, good clean racing. Try to make it as clean as possible, but as I said, in these conditions it's not very easy to do that. So yeah, I believe we're in 8th place right now, which is an improvement on where we started, so that's good. That's always good, because that doesn't we don't normally improve a lot. This is the last lap now. This is battle for 6 is raging on side by side. Seb Miller really far off the track there as he goes round the outside, and yes, I mean, look at these two, just completely going at it. I'm just thinking, yep, keep doing this. This is good. I like this. Let me catch up. I think Seb has a little look over his shoulder there. He's like, oh, Jake's coming. Yep. Definitely something to be scared of. And I thought about going for a lunge, but then Seb kind of cuts back. He tries to go around the outside of Mr. Greenhow, but he's off the track. He's still got his foot in it. He's come out in front of him, almost squeezing Mr. Green Helmet there. We've got a lovely run, but we're going to finish 8th, not being able to make anything of that. But I don't think he was very happy. I mean, look at the lunge he did in turn 1, just to show his displeasure. So a bit of drama there. That was quite an interesting move, I will say. But yeah, lots of fun, lots of fun.
That's heat number 2 done. We started, I think, 8th or 9th, and we finished 9th, so good result. Decent result considering. We slipped back a lot, maybe the 12th. I just got shoved a lot. You'll see on the camera weren't pointing down, so I was getting shoved at the back. For like the first 2 laps, I had all the pros just slamming me out the way, which was nice of them, so thank you guys for that. And yeah, but we managed to pick up the pace in the second half of the race and get a decent finish. Yeah, the track's a lot drier now, so the last race, we're starting 14th, should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that, so yeah.